Hello everyone and welcome to my tutorial for today. I hope all of you are doing okay. I really missed all of you. Sorry for taking this long to come by. It's because I was away for a little while. Okay, thank you for standing here. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for waiting for me. And once again I say happy new year to all of us. So today's tutorial we're going to be making a cheeky dress with a choker. Okay, and I'll be using this fabric for it. It's actually 4 yards here, but I don't think I'll be exhausting all of it. So whatever is left at the end of the tutorial, I will still get it across to you. Okay, once again I welcome all of you to my tutorial for today. So let's just get started right away. I shall be cutting both the front and the back panels together at the same time. So as usual, I'm going to be folding into 2 and then into 2 again, making it into 4. I will neatly arrange it very well on the table. Okay, now having neatly arranged it, my zipper allowance is 1.5 inches by the way. My half length is 17 inches. I'll add 1 inch, making it 18 inches. I hope you are seeing this yellow marking. Okay. And then my shoulder is 17 inches. That is 8.5. Armhole length is 8 inches. I added 1 inch extra. Okay. 3 inches here for shoulder slope, and then 1 inch here for shoulder slope also. So I'll just connect these 3 inches to 1 inch. Okay. I hope you see it. Okay. Then for my neckline, I will still maintain the 3 inches here. I hope you see it. And for the volume of the neckline, I'm going to be using 1 inch for the back, and then 3.5 for the front. I hope you understand it. For the volume of the neckline, I'll use 1 inch for the back and then 3.5 inches for the front. Okay, so I'll connect the 3 inches of my neckline to the volume of the neckline. This should not be difficult for you. Okay, I hope you see it. So I'll just make a straight line for my armhole depth. Okay. My bust measurement is 43 divided into 4, since my fabric is into 4. 10.75. Okay, it is here. I'll add an allowance of 3 inches. For my waist measurement is 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. I'll add 3 inches for allowance and then 1 inch for that. That's in all I added 4 inches. Okay, so I'll connect the lines. You need to be very careful because this fabric knows how to dance and move out of place. Okay. Now for my armhole, I'm going to find the midpoint, which is 4 inches, and then connect it to my bust measurement. Okay. So I'll just cut. I'm going to be removing the back neck volume first of all. Then I'll remove the front. Alright, so the upper part of our dress is now well cut out. So for the lower part, I'm still going to fold this fabric again, but now into 2, like this. For the length of the lower part, I will use 20 inches allowance inclusive. 20 inches allowance inclusive. In order to ensure I have a straight line, I'll need to fold it again. This is just to achieve a straight line because of the nature of this fabric. So you can make your own a single fold. Okay. This is our 20 inches. Okay. Now for the lower part of this, I mean the hemline, we're going to leave it the way it is. But for the upper part, it's going to be smaller. Okay. We have to consider the waist measurement, and since my waist is 37 divided into 4, since this is on fold, it is 9 1/4, which is here. Remember, for the upper part I added that. Okay, I also added 3 inches extra for allowance, but it's not going to be so here, so I'll just add, say, 2.5 inches allowance. Okay, so now if we're going to add the 9 1/4 and 2.5 inches extra we measured here, it's going to give us, let's see, 11.75. Okay, 11.75. Okay. As for the lower part, the hemline, we have 15 inches. So I'll just make a straight line from this point down to the hemline. This is what I mean. Okay. You also have to check whether what you have here can accommodate your hip measurement. Of course, I know it's going to accommodate. My hip is 44, that's 11, and I have the excess here. Okay, and then as it goes down, it keeps spreading. All right, so I will now proceed to remove from here down. Okay, I will also remove this remaining few inch at this lower part. Okay. Now this is what we have. Remember, when I was folding before I cut, I said the reason I folded it into 4 was because I wanted to achieve a straight line, okay, because of the nature of this fabric. All right, so this is the only side that has cut. This other side does not have any cut, okay. In other words, this is just one piece, there is no cut here, but if you like, you can still put your own cut here, okay. And you have to do it exactly the way you have it on this side. That is to say, if you want to put a cut here, you do it this way. I hope you see it. You cut from here down, okay. Now clearly you can see that the upper part, this is the upper part, is narrower than the lower part, than the hem line, okay. So this is okay for the lower part. Now we're going to be talking about the steps in the dress, okay. It has 3 steps, so we're going to be cutting out 3 steps, okay. Right, so this is for the layers, for the steps. I have here 10 inches. I hope you see it for the length. And then for the width, I have 2.5 inches for each of the steps, okay. I hope you understand. For the length, it is 10 inches. And then for the width, it is 2.5 inches for the 3 steps, okay. That is, step 1 is 2.5 inches, step 2 is 2.5 inches, step 3 is 2.5 inches, okay. Okay, now this is the upper part. I've joined them at the 2 sides. At the shoulder, I've also inserted the dart. I hope you all know how to insert that. Your nipple to nipple measurement divided into 2. When you place it on fold this way, what you get is how you put your dart. If you got 4, that's where you insert your dart. If yours is 9, yours will now be 4.5. But if yours is 8, yours will be 4. I hope you understand. If your nipple to nipple measurement is 9, then your dart is going to be placed at 4.5 inches with your fabric on fold, okay. All right, so for the neck also, I cut out these pieces. It depends on how long you want the choker to be, okay. Let me measure this one. This is 39 inches, okay. And for the width, it is 4.5 inches. So what I will need to do now is find the center, the midpoint, and just notch it a little, okay. So now this is the center. So this here is the center. Now I cut these pieces, 2 of them, so that one will be for this side, the other pieces will be for the other side. So what I will do is to start attaching from one of the 2 sides, from the wrong side. You see, this is the wrong side, okay. I will attach it till I get to this midpoint. I will stop. I hope you understand. I started from here. I will attach it till I get to this midpoint. I will stop. I will also go to the other side, still from the wrong side of it. I will attach the other rope to the midpoint also, so that we'll have this left, okay. Now after attaching this, I will now have to work from the wrong side of this rope also, this way. I'll close it up here and sew it till I get to that midpoint. I hope you understand. Another way you can do it is to measure the circumference of this neck area from this back side to the midpoint. Whatever you get, is what you will leave when you start to close up. Like, take for instance, if the circumference of one part of the volume of the neck is, say, 12 inches, you measure out your 12 inches. This is 12 inches here. So what it means is that you are closing from here down to the end of the rope. I hope you understand. And then this place will be left open so that you will still attach it to the neckline. I hope you understand. While we go on, you will understand it better. Right, for the choker, the first thing you do when attaching it is to find the midpoint. That is the center and notch, which I already did here. Okay, when you have done that, remember we have two separate pieces of ropes. I hope you remember. Okay, now you start attaching from the wrong side of the fabric. Let's say from the zipper area, you start attaching from the wrong side. When you get to the midpoint, you stop. Then you pick up the other pieces of rope, start from the other side of the wrong side of the fabric. You walk until you get to the midpoint, you stop again. Okay, now when you do that, you should have something like this. This is the excess, that is the rope. This here is the neckline. Okay, now when you finish this one, the next thing you do is start walking from the excess part, not from the one that was sewn on the neckline. From the excess part, you close it up. I hope you see what I'm doing. You fold, then close it up this way. You walk until you get to the midpoint again, then you stop. And that is what we have here. Okay, we walk till you get to the midpoint, you stop. I hope you see it, and you should have something like this when you turn it over. Okay, when you are done doing that, the next thing should be to now picking this one. Remember, we have the excess or the seam allowance. You use that seam allowance, fold it in like so, and then you make your stitch to meet your midpoint. So I will now go to the machine and work my way from this point to the midpoint. Okay, so that you now have a free rope to tie around the neck. Right, so now you can see the neckline. I hope you see it. So all you need to do is to just tie it. So this is the neckline. I hope you understand it now. All right, so we now move over to the lower part. Okay, so now for the steps, here we go. If you look closely, you will see that this fabric is colorful, but I've tried as much as possible to make sure you see the markings on it. Okay, this here is the first line. I hope you see that. This one is the second line. Okay, and earlier we said it's going to have 3 layers or 3 steps. Okay, so for the first step, I'm going to be attaching these pieces on this first line. Okay, this is going to be at the waistline area. I mean here, sorry, here is the waistline. Okay, this here will be the first step, so I'm going to be attaching this one here, not this way so that it falls like this. No, I'm going to be standing it up like this. If you look closely, you will see I've also knitted it. Okay, so I will just attach it this way. I will do a little gathers. I hope you understand. I'm going to do it separately, then I will attach it on this first line. Okay, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to attach the second one on this line. Okay, for this second one, if you like, you can put it this way, so like this, so that it falls this way is okay. If you like, you can still maintain putting it this way. I hope it's clear. okay? And then this hemline is for the last layer. I hope it's well understood. This first line is for the first layer, the second layer, and then the hemline forms the third layer. Okay, so I'll go to the machine. First of all, gather these 3 pieces of fabric, okay? And then when I'm done, I'll start to attach it on these lines accordingly. Earlier, I told you what I was going to do, and that is exactly what I did. You can see the first layer. This is the first, this is the second, and this is the third, okay? Now for this waistline area, obviously this is wider than the waist, the circumference of the waist we have at this upper part. So you will need to still gather it scantily also, so that it will contain here. I hope you understand. This waistline at the lower part is wider than this one, okay? But you need to make it fit in, and in order to achieve that, you will need to gather it just scantily, so that the waistline measurement here will correspond with the upper part. And I have done just that. So all I need to do now is to just join the upper part and the lower part at this waistline area. I hope you get me. I'll just join it this way at the waistline area, okay? Now for these layers, if it is too long for you, if you feel that after attaching it that is too long for you, all you need to do is to just reduce it a little, making sure that the second one and the third one is not showing. I hope you understand. Like if I still want to reduce this one, I may just reduce, say like 1 inch. You reduce in such a way that what you have left here will still cover this upper part. I hope you understand. The same thing with this one. Okay, so I'll now go to the machine, attach the upper part to this lower part. All right, now for the sleeve, first of all, you will need to measure your wrist, okay, to determine how loose or tight you want it to be. Mine, I'll be using 9 inches. The reason I'm using 9 inches is to allow my palm to pass through, since there is no elastic. Okay, I hope you understand. So I'll be using 9 inches. Okay, so now at this wrist area, I'm going to make a scanty gather to the tune of 9 inches and maybe 1.5 inches allowance for sewing. I hope you understand. So I'll just take away 1.5 inches, that is allowance for sewing, and what is left, I will now gather it to the tune of 9 inches. When I am done, I will use another fabric to tape this mouth. I hope you understand. It's actually very, very easy. The measurement for this is 2.5 inches. You can take any measurement of your choice, okay? You can use 2 inches, you can use 1 inch. It depends on what you want, okay? So I will gather this to the tune of 9 inches and then tape the mouth with these pieces of fabric that I cut out. Okay, this is the sleeve. I've made my gathers to the tune of the circumference of my wrist, okay? The next thing will be to use this one. These pieces I cut out earlier. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. So I'm going to use these pieces, placing it right side against wrong side. I will make my stitch straight to give you something like this. I hope you get it. It's going to give you something like this. So in order to close it up, you just fold with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, depending on what your sewing allowance is. You just fold. I hope you understand, and make your stitch on top of it. So I'll go to the machine and complete this one. Okay, people, as you can see, I've joined the upper part and the lower part together. and it's gradually taking shape. The next thing I should do is to close the back, leaving only the zipper area. Okay, I will close the back, leaving only the zipper area. Okay, now in closing the back, if you like, because of this choker at the neck area, if you like, you can leave it straight this way. If you like, you can also bend it so that you maintain the original volume of the neckline. I hope you see it. It does not affect the outcome at the front. Okay, all right. So I will now take away 7 inches from the waistline area, 7 inches from here. I hope you understand. I will come down by 7 inches, and then from that 7 inches I will close it down to the hemline. Okay, and then insert my zip. Okay, so I've inserted the zip. I hope you see it. I did not fold it because I tried it. I felt this was better, leaving the rope standing instead of being folded. Okay, so the last thing now is to insert the sleeve. Okay, so I'll proceed to fold the sleeve this way and then close it up using the measurement of the circumference of my wrist. I hope you still remember. I'll close it up from here to this point, and then I'll make sure that what I have here corresponds with my armhole. Okay, excluding the few inches I added for the pleat up here. I hope you still remember. So I'll go to the machine, close it up, and when I do that, I'll have something like this. Okay, I hope you see it. I'll have something like this, which I will now attach at the armhole area. This is not difficult, so I will just sew it round. When I get to this tip, I will also input the little pleats I talked about, and that will be all. And here we have it. This is very beautiful. So I'll proceed to try it on so that you appreciate it better. Okay, people, this is what we have. I will just proceed to choke myself. This is very, very gorgeous. Let me try it with belt. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is very lovely. You can do this as an office wear, and then you keep slaying this 2020. Thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate all of you. And if you are yet to subscribe because you are new to this channel, this is the Needle Woman, feel free to hit that red icon to subscribe. And when you do that, please tap the notification bell. It enables you get information as soon as new videos are uploaded. Thank you once again for being here. I appreciate all of you. And if this video has been helpful to you in any way, thumbs up this video. And while you do that, keep your head high, stay in good shape, stay safe, love your neighbor, and be happy always, because this year is going to bring us beautiful goodies to our lives. Stay safe once again and be blessed. I love you.